Welcome back. This past weekend we took a trip down to Flat Nasty Off-Road Park in Jadwin, Missouri. It's a fun park, taken multiple Cherokees here, almost caught fire on some places, but it's always a fun time. There's good camping, good crowds. Not too many crowds right now with what's going on, but it was nice. Weather was cool. Got a little hot during the day, but nothing AC in our brand new trucks can't fix, right? So we got in a lot more mud and water than we normally do. I don't really like it, and I almost ended up in a lot of trouble with it too, so you'll see that further along in the video. Took a couple third gen guys out and a second gen, and we just cruised the trails. Got most of this, not stock guys, but you know, with some suspension parts, nothing they want to tear up their truck on, although we did incur some damage on him. But he was smiling nonetheless going down these trails. Spot at the top of this hill is a little rock sticking out. It's hard to get the tire up in there because it wants to suck underneath of that rock in the front. But we eventually get it. Just takes a little bit of backing up and finesse to get up those little spots. Doesn't look crazy in the video. It's almost hard to walk even on that trail right there. The quicksand Tacoma 3rd gen, we had to use some traction boards, cheap X-Pool ones, which worked out well, and we pulled off of this 2nd gen right here to get him up and over because he got high centered at the top. Me and the 2nd gen we're lifted a little bit, not too terrible. I don't like to lift too high, and neither does this 2nd gen guy. Just takes a little bit of finesse to get up it. Probably can't hear me in the video, but I'm up there on the left-hand side telling him kind of stop digging in, stop spinning those front tires because you're going to end up breaking something. We'll just back you down and either move you to the left or the right to get over those rocks that are sticking out up there. There was a bypass on the outside, which you'll see one of the 3rd gen guys going down. He's a little less modified than we are, which is no big deal, but we try to avoid damage as best we can. So he took the left side and we took the right side, which just taking it slow and easy, kind of just letting the truck walk its way down it. You'll notice we have 2 quicksand Tacomas with us this time. This is automatic here, and he's got crawl control on. The other one is actually a standard or a manual transmission. So sometimes when he's climbing up stuff, he's got to give it a little more beans. Slow and steady get you through it. Here's our buddy in the manual transmission 3rd gen. We're going to take him down the left side. It's a little bit easier on him so we don't bang up his bed or his bumper or anything like that. We did, however, notice after this spot right here, he did get a mysterious dent on his bedside on the passenger side. Don't know where it came from. We were paying attention pretty close, but must have happened backing up somewhere on the trail. There's my boy over to the left-hand side telling him what to do. He absolutely loves this stuff. He's got his phone filming over there too. He watches those videos. Come home from work, he's watching them all day long. Let me point out in this clip right here, you can see how much clearance that new bumper gives me in the front. Just so much room for activities up in the front. It's awesome. Love it. Love being able to get my tire on a rock at an angle or something like that without hitting the bumper, ripping something off. I wheeled far too long with the stock bumper, and then a big bumper that was too bulky, and I just got hung up on everything. Got tired of it. So shout out to Warfab on that one. They did a killer job on that bumper. It has saved me multiple times. I've actually been hit by a Cherokee off-roading on 35s. He rubbed his doors down the side of the front of the bumper, didn't bend it in or nothing. And I've also pushed off of the ledge on the waterfall at Moonlight with that front bumper, and nothing, no damage, just a scrape on the paint. That's about it. Gets a little close there. I have to tell him to stop. My son's phone's right in front. You're going to see the little mark right at the bottom of the bumper where he hit the right there. You can see it in the corner down there. It's almost looking like a top edge of a phone. My son had his phone propped up against a rock videoing this, and he's behind us. And he was just trying to clear the rock that's on the driver's side. He just went up, trying to scrape his belly up underneath the truck. So you see here, we hug more of the passenger side on this section right here to get up that without scraping or getting high center or something stupid like that. It helps when you pay attention when you're driving. Didn't see that rock sticking out right there, and well, had to back up and redo it. Yeah, that's the stuff we don't like that we always drive through. It's more or less a joke. My main thing about mud is I don't like cleaning it. I'm sure everybody else out there feels the same way. Spend $30 on a car wash and you come back the next day and it's still muddy in places and it's dripping and it just drives you nuts. So, don't like mud for that reason, but it's fun to go through every now and then. Can anybody else smell the mud? You know, that mud that just sits out in the heat, and when you drive through, it just smells like, you know what I'm talking about. Missouri guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know how the mud is in your place, but it stinks where we are. Here it is. So, got a little antsy, wanted to go around the outside of this pond here. Tried to keep my right side on the hard packed dirt and the left side in the water a little bit. Well, didn't realize the water was about a foot deep, and then there's about 2 feet of mud or more underneath of that. Literally stuck my foot out of the driver's side door and it sunk in the water, then kept going in the mud, and I was up to my knee. So I decided, instead of keep trying it, maybe possibly flop it on its driver's side, which very well could have happened, because you can see how much that passenger side was sticking up from the driver's side. That was hard packed to my right and just soft, loose mud on the left-hand side. So we opted to hook the winch up to that skinny tree you see in the video there with a tree saver strap around it. Then I used my buddy's second gen off of the back to keep the truck planted. We kind of just pulled the truck to the right with the winch. I'll tell you one thing, it is nice. I've ran a lot of winches in the past, a couple Harbor Freight ones, and always had a wired one where you had to plug it in, run the cord up to your driver's side window, and use it like that. Well, this X-Bull 12,000 pound one is wireless and is wired, so usually when I tested it out, when I first put it on the truck, I used the wired one, and then this is the first time I've used it on the trail. We actually used the wireless one, and it was great. because I didn't have to crawl under the hood to plug it in, yada yada, all that stuff. So highly recommended. It's always nerve-wracking taking guys down that either most of these guys had plenty of armor, but it's one of those things where my tires are 35, so I have a couple more inches of clearance as far as ground clearance on the truck, so I don't really worry about scraping diffs and stuff like that, or to be honest, I don't worry about it at all. It's a truck. I off-road it. You can obviously tell that, but it's hard taking these guys down. I don't want them to tear up anything. Since I'm the leader in most of these trails, I don't like feeling responsible for these guys, so we try to take them down the best way possible for their vehicle and keep them wheels on the ground the whole time.
Right there. Right there. Right, slow. Straighten the wheels out.
A lot of these guys daily drive their vehicles, so keeping their parts in one piece, keeping their trucks out of the shop is the best thing to do. Mine goes home, sits in a garage 6 days a week. You take it out and go grocery shopping, or we go off-roading. That's what the truck does nowadays. So I don't really mind scrapes and scratches on my diffs and stuff like that.
Perfect.
Did miss a lot of footage in this video. Hope you guys liked it. This was the stuff I could get out on. Some of the other technical stuff was very cool. It would look good in a video. Obviously, videos don't do this stuff justice. This is a steep hill, but it's just looks flat the way you record it. So we'll get some more footage. This was kind of a shakedown run. There's some new parts on my truck and this second gen. We're getting ready to go down to Wind Rock for their ATR event in September, so that'll be a good time. Hopefully get a lot of footage there. I really need to get my son's skills of videoing improved so you guys can see all the stuff we do. Maybe hook some GoPros to the truck all over so you guys can see it. But good times were had. Beers were drank. More friends were made. So it's all you can ask for in a weekend of off-roading. Everybody went home in one piece. Trucks went home in one piece, aside for a couple dents. And a slightly tweaked aluminum bumper on that other quicksand Tacoma. You'll notice it in some of the video that there's a little slight bending to it when we had to hook them up to pull them up over that spot where we got high centered on.
Driver. All right, now passenger.
Again, thanks for watching. We'll have some more footage up once I get time to edit it, and then we'll have some Wind Rock action here soon. So take care, guys. Get out and go wheel and make some new friends.
Josh isn't very tall, but just keep your front left tire up on it where it lifts you up, and you'll be fine.